Hey guys, I'm Zama.
And I'm Lanzi, and welcome to
Because We Said So.
Another week, another episode. The meeting has commenced.
We are so back.
How are you, girl?
Oh, Shami, I'm amazing.
Okay, I'm kidding.
I'm joking. I'm actually really tired this week. It's been a
I was going to say.
hella long week. I'm like, it's been a very long week. I'm excited for it to end. Last weekend was my first little masterclass at ARC. It was
That is my queen, my icon. I wish I could have been there, but I know you is.
Shami, it was so much fun. And also, I feel like just doing things that are outside of my comfort zone lately has just been so lekker.
Would you MC again?
I absolutely would. Book me for events, guys. I will be there.
Link in bio.
Link in bio, son. No, but seriously, I feel like just 28 has come with such new energy.
I know.
New vibes. I'm loving it.
I feel like it's like a soft launch to like late 20s to 30s in terms of the stability and not doing the riff-raff of your 20s.
100%.
So I get that.
Exactly. Like we're on the right trajectory. October has been sweet. Can only go up from here, son.
Oh,
I needed to
this
get up.
December is going to be a big one.
It's going to be a sensation.
Last year's was kind of...
It was a little bit tiny, but I feel like, this December has good vibes. And also, I feel like by the time we get there, we'll be ready for a razzle. Right now, I'm ready to razzle. Like, I can feel it in my bones.
Yeah,
I'm
so...
dying for a razzle.
Like, I need it. Yeah.
I swear, I need it bad.
If you see me in summer out, just
mind your own business and buy us a shot. How's your week been, Queen?
I'm good, Chobi. I'm having a really good week, Shem. And also, my sister's landing today.
Oh, yes.
So I'm excited. We're having a family brunch on Saturday. And you guys know, put that in my veins. So I'm excited. Something to look forward to, like I had said.
We always need those things. In life, you always need that.
We are finally trying the new Club Kwema today, guys.
Yes.
Things to look forward to. It's a great
So
week.
much is happening. Mnandi, actually.
Go
Shout out to life. You know what? Keep it up. God,
Literally.
doing your big one. Keep it up,
Keep
King.
up. Getting into pop culture for this week. First things first, we obviously have to go from last week's Miss SA to the actual pageants that happened this past Saturday. First and foremost, I just want to say good job to Nomalanga and Pamela. You guys ate that, queens. I'm so proud of you guys. I won't lie. I can't imagine live TV and so much pressure like that, especially for the first time.
Yes, I was also going to say also because there's like people are comparing them to past hosts, and I feel like that's
a lot of pressure. But you guys ate that, and two more winning for you guys, queens. And of course, the winner of this year's Miss SA was Kawe. Shout out to Kawe. Congratulations. She's so beautiful.
So well spoken.
And also, she's actually such a good person. Like, so many of like her social media posts, obviously now that she was on Miss SA. And I'm like, damn, she really gives back to the people. She really cares. Like, it's so beautiful. So congratulations to her. And I don't know how she answered that question. But
that question was tough. I was like, you know what, Queen? You're bold for this.
No,
like, shout out.
Like, please repeat the question.
Son. And the question that's so layered, it's like, damn, where do you even start? Which part would you even start at? I would have, my neck.
No, I was thinking to break it up. Give me the first half. And
I'll answer that. Then the middle part, I'll answer that. No, she really ate that.
No, she ate that.
And it just, as you said, like, I love the fact that she's already living like her advocacy. She's already doing the stuff that she says she's going to continue doing, which I love to see, literally.
Yeah, no, congrats.
How did you feel about the actual, people's comments about the actual pageant itself?
To me, it was basically what we were
It's exactly what we said it was going to be. And I hate that for it.
I really wanted us to come back this week and be like, you know what? That wasn't as bad as we thought, which wasn't horrible, but like, it wasn't the original. It wasn't the original. And unfortunately, you can't outdo the original.
Literally. Like, I hate it for them, but also I feel like the standard in terms of the contestants is always high. I think the only thing that really dropped the ball was the production element of it. Not even to say, even the hosts are really good. The hosts and the contestants, whatever, they were really good. But I feel like it's that other stuff that's supposed to be like the supporting and the outfits and this and that. I feel like they kind of dropped the ball there.
Yes, and also this year, the swimsuit parts, was there a reason behind that?
The fashions in general were not the best I've ever seen. Like, I was just like, you know what?
Beautiful gowns.
Know what?
Not even beautiful gowns.
Not
you know what? The pageant happened. Congratulations to Kawe.
Yes.
I think they'll probably do better next year with all the criticism. And, they'll hopefully they take it as positive criticism to fix it for next year.
Even the second runner-up, Luyanda, she's so stunning. Like, the girls were really, like, ranking it.
God damn.
Sensational.
I feel like every time I go outside, I will see a beautiful South African that I've never seen. Where I'm like, who's this now? Like, damn, you're scrolling on TikTok, it's someone else. Yo.
Nimash Bafazi, do you know this? Shout
I
out.
know that.
Literally.
Moving on to our next pop culture moment. Love Island South Africa is apparently coming back. Don't know how I feel about that because the first one was a little bit wah, wah, wah. So now the discourse around it is to be on the show, you have to apply through the agency, which you have to already be part of the agency, which is kind of weird because now it's giving you gatekeeping, it's giving you trying to control who goes on the show. And I've been told from past members, they were saying there wasn't enough, what's the word? Diversity, yes. There wasn't enough diversity, and I feel like they're pushing that again this year. Whereas it should be just open auditions. So I don't know, that's kind of odd.
I feel like it's very odd, specifically because I actually have a friend who I was encouraging to get onto the show. So I'm like, girl, did you do it? So she was telling me that not only like do you have to sign up with this agency, you essentially have to sign up with them and they're going to be your managers, right?
Okay.
To be on it. So which means any other opportunities you get coming out of Love Island as well, they're getting a percentage. Even out of your winnings, it looks like, allegedly, okay, because I haven't done all the background research necessary,
Yeah.
but how it looks, okay, on my POV is that even the earnings and all those things you're making out of Love Island, they're taking a cut. Mind you, also now when you join the agency, you have to take the headshots, the what, that are not free 99.
You pay for that.
Cool. Right?
Crazy business.
All alleged. Everyone do their own research.
Yeah, please, allegedly.
But I was literally like, that is insane to me. Because why on earth do I have to do all this? It's like, am I desperate to be on that? Do you guys need contestants or not? I'm confused.
Because also, I feel like the priority should just be to have contestants.
100%.
And then when the season's over, then you can go headhunt the people that you want.
Yes.
The hooders, if you want
100%.
to say, come, I want to manage you because you have clouds in this town.
I don't like that.
You trying to get me before?
Yeah, well, you know, it's going to get shady. It's already shady, but I feel like it's going to move in that direction. So I was just like, guys, be safe out there. Anything that you need to be paying for, you need to sign up to and have a long-term commitment to be on a show. Think about it. Like, think about it. Have some thoughts.
But, like, I want the show, so apply, guys.
Apply, Annie. I feel like do it. But at the same time, I really hope production is better because that first season, I'm so sorry to say. Literally.
No, like
literally. The cameramen were in the shots with us. I was just like, can everyone take each other seriously? And also because the like production companies in South Africa usually do a good job for shows. Like we don't normally have this type of problem. Perhaps, but also guys, it's not even an infrastructure thing because also they shoot the international Love Islands in
South Africa.
So what's the actual problem?
Maybe just borrow that team and bring them here, or whoever shoots here, use them. Easy peasy. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it though. Only because like anything that's a South African version is always funny to me.
But guys, just be wise.
Yeah, be wise.
Watch and don't sign up for things that later on you're going to be like, read them contracts before you sign them.
Those T's, they do apply.
Read them.
Moving on to the next pop culture, we're going back to the Twitter streets. So I was actually seeing this discourse on Twitter as well as TikTok, so I just wanted us to touch on it a little bit. So the topic is basically, would you stop being friends with someone if they cheated on their partner? And now there's obviously two sides of the coin. Some people are like, I could never be friends with someone like that. It just says a lot about their character, right? Then some people will be like, that has nothing to do with me, a.k.a. me. That has nothing to do with me.
I sort of feel like, show me, how do you feel? When
I don't care.
Show me, like...
You're not cheating on me.
The thing is also, I've noticed one thing about myself and like, it is what it is. Like, I'm a host of contradictions. Like, it is what it is.
You are as humans though.
I am a human being. And there's a lot of things about me where I'm like, yes, I don't condone cheating. But like, if my friend told me that her man cheated on her, what does it have to do with me?
It literally has nothing to do with me. I don't want to lie to you.
Like,
and my thing is, I can't control what you decide to do in your relationship.
Yes.
If you feel like there's a guy that you want to sleep with or entertain because your man's boring you for whatever reason.
Yes.
I can't stop you from doing that. That's what you want to do. You're not cheating on me.
Yes.
And it doesn't make me a cheater.
100%. I would tell you, show me, maybe don't cheat on your man.
Yes.
Also, luckily for me, I've never been in that situation. However, genuinely, if I tell you don't cheat on him, show me, and then you cheat him. So what am I supposed to do now?
And I'm trying to understand, how does that make you a bad friend? Because you can never cheat on me.
Exactly. You're not cheating on me, and you can never cheat.
That's what I'm saying. Like, even if I see you cheat on someone else, I can't be like, red flag, she might cheat on me.
And if someone does something else, whatever, and maybe that's, I think, what people are using, like, yes, she'll cheat on her boyfriend, but she's going to do something else to you. Then she did something else to me,
We will cross that
bridge when we get there. Like, then she did the other thing to me. Ingena be cheating, though.
And also, I'm sorry, I can't make any decision that has a man in his...
Sorry.
It'll never happen where I'm like,
sorry.
I stopped being friends with Zelma because she cheated on her boyfriend.
On her boyfriend.
I must
Get
say.
up. Like, where do you actually come in?
If anything, like if you do your cheating towards ungangfagi, that's the most I can say.
100%.
Like
That's
just don't include me in your shit. That's it. But if you want to cheat, ungangfagi. For the people that
I think that's the bottom line. Ungangfagi.
Yeah, mangfagi, then now have a conversation. If I'm your scapegoat,
yeah, don't ungangfagi.
Just do your thing, get back check. I'm not going to cut you off as a friend. Am I judging you? Yes, because I cheat in this household. But if you decide to do it, hey,
guys, you support women's rights and they're wrong.
Like someone said, some contradictions in one.
And the thing is, the more we podcast, the more you guys are going to see this. Like, maybe we'll tell someone else not to cheat. If our friend cheats, we're also going to tell them the same thing, but we're not going to dump them. It happens.
It literally happens.
It happens.
But to those that feel like you'd cut your friend off, I respect it. You guys are really good people.
Yeah, and you guys are strict. Your regime is strict, and that's also okay.
I thought I was strict, but maybe it's got some parts that's not so strict.
My thing is also people need to do what makes him feel comfortable and what makes him feel happy. If your friend cheating is a deal breaker for you, then break up with her. Do you get what I'm saying? We're just saying it's not for us. That's it.
Maybe also we're saying this because we've never actually experienced it.
Sorry, Chomi, but even if I experienced it.
Yeah, same.
Like, I'm using even a hypothetical. If one of you guys came to me and is like, Chomi, I have something to
cheat on that.
I cheat on him. I feel like, Chomi, okay.
How was it?
But actually, maybe don't cheat on him again.
Or maybe
like,
ask,
it's safe.
What's making you cheat? Like, are you not happy in the bedroom?
What's making you cheat?
You're not giving you like a pair cheat. Like, I'd ask you those questions if anything. I wouldn't just be like, oh, okay, cool, keep it pushing. Because maybe
But also, chances are I already know the other reasons why you're cheating.
True, because I would have known before you.
Yes. Yeah, chances are I'm privy to that information. So that's why I'm like,
do you think
whatever, chat. Whatever, chat.
You guys being the super ultra good friends. Good for you. Moving on to Inimba. We haven't spoken about Inimba in a while, but I feel like a lot has happened. So we want to touch on it because, like, I haven't had a TV show like hold me by the neck this much in a minute. What say you?
Dav. Okay, guys, basically, for context of what's happening or what has happened, I think the last time we left it is when what happened? When everyone found out about Mawetu. They skipped over that midnight quick snack because Zolega is now pregnant, which I feel like on the right side, I was just giving you guys praise. That was a little bit lazy.
It was.
Sorry to say, because you didn't want us to see how they rebuilt their relationship, all those things. 5 months later, everything is pashash.
No, I didn't like that.
It's kind of weird. Yeah. But anyways, good and well. The band is back together. Zolega gives birth to the child. Obviously now Lazarus has told her that I cannot be the father because I cannot have kids. And Zolega and him decide that, okay, well and good, but you're going to pretend like you are the dad of this kid because I want to build a family with you. I've never supported women's wrongs this bad in my life. Like, I'm so sorry. That's Lazarus's kid. Sorry to Kati because Kati could never be the good and well. Now they're kind of at the position where, also this is something that I didn't know, that people who are from the Jola clan, they're supposed to be an ancestral snake called Majola that's supposed to visit the child within the first couple of weeks / months of the child being born. It visits the child and the mother sees it, if I'm not mistaken. So they had to kind of deal with that because obviously there was no snake that was coming because Lazarus ain't the dad. He's not the father.
He's not the daddy.
How do we feel about it? Specifically the whole concept around the woman hiding the father of the child, because obviously normally it's a situation where Lazarus wouldn't be privy to the information, but in this case he knows, it's consensual.
Obviously it's consensual because he's dying to have a child, so I get it in that sense. I think I get one thing about a TV show, sometimes you'll side with the wrong side of things because I don't want Klatsi to be the father of the baby because I don't like Klatsi. I kind of want Klatsi and Tumega to do their thing, get back check, and not involve Zolega and the baby and all of that. So in the selfish side of me, I'm like, I like it this way. That snake, Zolega, just lie and say you saw that snake. Why must there be an actual snake? Just cap.
Lie. But she did lie, to be fair.
Yeah, she did. I'm saying in the beginning, I was they were like, I think we should be honest and tell the truth. I said, if you don't lie, Zolega, right now, I'm going to need you to cap. But I was like, oh my God, Lanzi, shouldn't you be like pushing for the honesty?
But don't you feel like that's such a clear representation of life? Because that's how the nuances of life come into play. Because in general, this situation is wrong.
It is.
But do you see how, because we've gotten to know the background stories and the context and the nuance, that's how now we're able to pick sides. Because in general, life is very nuanced. Everything's not black and white. Yes, if we look at the situation, with just like from a bird's eye view, yes, it's bad.
Yeah.
But when you get the full picture, you're like, wait, but Kati is sick.
He is sick.
And Lazarus is a good man, and Zolega does deserve a good, healthy, loving relationship.
And Lazarus deserves a baby boy. Like,
everyone deserves what they have right now.
Even Lazarus' dad, Bandla, he loves this. So,
but someone was saying, why would he call his child Skribo and then be shocked that he's the end of the bloodline? Why are you shocked by that?
Skribo, but you're like, why is it the Skribo?
You said his name was Skribo, so
I think my biggest thing though with things like this is Opuma someday somehow.
Of course, Udaba, for example, right now, Dabs already.
Dabs
she already can see that.
Yeah,
and even when she was like, Lazarus needs to say exactly why he wants the ancestors to accept Bavumile into the clan. I could just see that she's like, you need to tell them why you need this lie to happen because it's a lie, really. So tell them, and that's why that goat's cried. But you see, the ancestors Bavumile. In the end,
at the end of the day, the ancestors probably do want the child, whether it's a Jola or not.
And they can see that he's dying for a baby.
His intentions are pure.
They are, Jimmy, but it's definitely going to come out and it's going to make me. But also, guys, that is Lazarus' child. That's my theory. I don't know how. I don't know why.
You think so?
You miracle baby. Watch.
Maybe they're going to
that's like a test,
and then it actually is.
Or they're going to see the snake.
Writers.
Machola. If you don't show yourself,
Machola,
queen,
please.
like I'm begging you.
I need you to pop up. This happy family would do everything for me. Because if it comes out that it is Tlati's child, I'm so lazy for that whole mincemeat of Tumega or Yanga.
But 100%, I feel like it is one of those situations, even though it's wrong, where Tlati just needs to mind his business and face his family.
Because the fact that he wants a kid now.
Like, chill. You're literally a million, Tlati. You like, calm down. Rest.
That's indeed.
Take a day off. Like rest your beating hearts. Like
and
relax.
So you're a newlywed. Enjoy that. Like
that's like Tlati does never want a day off. He wants to work every day on my nerves. Literally.
He's working on your nerves daily.
Literally. Like he needs to relax. But okay, you know what? We will see how it unfolds.
Yeah, no, I love that show.
If you guys are not watching it, you're never wrong.
No, literally, if you're not watching Inimba, it's never too late. I always say, you think you don't have enough time, next thing you caught up in like 2 seconds. So.
Alrighty, guys, we're going to get into our topic of this week. We're going to be speaking about romanticizing potential, fixing men. Why do we fix men or feel like we need to as girls? Why do we give ourselves that emotional baggage? You know what I'm saying? Why do we do that to ourselves? So, first of all, I wanted us to define exactly what does it mean to fix. And also, in this conversation, want us to actually get into what is the difference between fixing and just growing with. Because I feel like sometimes those things are used interchangeably, whereas I do feel like they're fundamentally different. So, if fixing
oh, Sana. I feel like if you're fixing a man, it's usually because you want him to be all the things that you have, all the potential you've given him in your mind. And also, it's kind of like, I can see that you can do this, or I know you can do this, but the person's just not doing it. So you're kind of pushing him to push to that point. Like, I know you can be this person, I know you can be this guy, but I didn't sign up to be that person. You seeing that potential, good for you. But he doesn't see it and he doesn't want to do it. But then you end up falling in love with the potential more than the person that's standing in front of you. Now you've made it that person's problem.
Yep, that's so true. Yeah. That is exactly what fixing is. Also, in my opinion, it's also just a thing of, like she said, you've hyper-fixated on a person that doesn't exist in you right now. So you are trying to do all you can to make them the person you want them to be, whereas they have no desire to be that person because clearly they're not putting any work into being that person. I feel like that's also the fundamental difference between fixing and growing with someone. Growing with someone is when someone actually has the desire to be that person that has the potential that you see, whereas when you're fixing someone, you're doing all the work and they are not participating. You're the one who's doing the emotional labor, physical labor, all of that stuff, and they're not coming to the party to fix with you.
And I feel like that could be a frustrating part as a woman, where you're trying to get your partner to be somewhere, and there's also egos that come into play, where, for example, I could get you a gig where I'm like, whatever work you do, maybe I know somebody, and I'm like, go to that person so he can put you into this position, and you say no because a woman can't help me. Situations like that. Now it's like, I want you to be at a certain level, but you're not listening to me or accepting the help just because of your ego. Unfortunately, in that sense, I can't help you anymore.
100%.
I have to go. And that would frustrate the hell out of me.
With that being said, have you ever experienced a fixing phase with a man in a relationship, in general, have you ever had a phase where you're just like, you know what, this guy, I want him to be, whether it's emotionally, whether it is, because I feel like a lot of the times, because men are more so like the providers in situations, we tend to neglect the emotional side as well. Sometimes you want this guy to be more aware, you want him to be more romantic, you want him to be more this or that. Does he want those things for himself?
That's so true. I feel like I've experienced it once in like my early years. I think it was like my first serious relationship. My biggest fix it or build it thing was, it's almost like he didn't want it enough, even though the opportunities were in front of him, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So he'd have a great opportunity, but be very relaxed or very complacent or very, and I'm like, if you do this, it's going to become this or da-da-da-da. So it's like he wasn't hungry enough. And I'm like, I can't be hungry for you because this is going to your stomach, not mine. So I can't be hungry for you and eat for you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it was so frustrating because I'm like, the issue here is not even that you don't have the opportunities or you can't achieve the goals that you say you want to achieve. Because sometimes people will say, I want this and this and this. But when it's come to the doing,
there's no doing in the room.
Wah, wah, wah. And that got very frustrating because all the other things were great. Like the emotional side, that was great. But I'm like, I can't be with someone who, I'm trying to wake up in the morning to no, Giraz.
I feel like same. I think for me more so though, it's never been on I'm trying to like help you get your money. I'm not plug you into business deals and stuff. No, more so I think for me on the emotional side where you're just like, you're trying to, maybe you see a person can do better in certain aspects. Maybe you can be more thoughtful, more this. So you keep trying to drop a hint here and there, trying to see if and I feel like it just puts so much like of a burden onto you as opposed to the other person. Does the other person want all these things that you are wanting for them? Or also, I think it's that thing going back to when people say they want to do things, but they don't actually action them.
Yes.
People dealing with men who are just talkers and people who are not action-based people. So you then decide that, maybe I just need to do a little bit more in this department to help him get there. Or I need to do a little bit more. But I feel like with age, you grow out of that stuff. Because I feel like when I was younger, even now that you're saying that it happened to you when you were younger, I think it's more so when we do that. And I also think it's because a lot of the times people will tell you that, like, you need to be able to grow with people because you guys are still young, this and that, which I feel like to a certain degree is fair because also like putting those pressures of like, my man needs to have money to do this, he needs to do when you're still younger, I think is like unfair. But at the same time, I feel like still, because of that part of it, that people are like, no, give him grace, he's still going to do better. You feel like it's okay to do the extra work of fixing the person when they're still younger. But when you grow up and when you start fixing yourself is when you start realizing that it's a very much an inward job. Like you need to want this for yourself and you need to actually do the work before you seek other people doing it for you.
It's like that saying, you can take the horse to the river, but you can't force it to drink, that type of thing. So you can force or try and get your partner to do something, but if I got food to pulls that water,
I think that's
actually nothing you can do. But I think the other thing which I wanted to bring up, don't you think also there's that thing of you want to help your partner get to a certain place, but then there's that fear of once we get there, he could leave me, and then all the benefits are not being experienced by the next person.
And people always say this. That's why they say don't be Bob the Builder, because they always like, you're going to do all this emotional labor, do all that hard work, and maybe he will leave you. That's the thing.
He might leave you.
He might just leave you.
And you're not wrong for being supportive, but he could leave
you. He could just leave you. But also that's the thing is why the people who do it, I have to ask myself, why are you doing it? You need to ask yourself why you're doing it. Because if you're doing it so that I can have this perfect man and firstly, no one is ever going to be perfect. Secondly, that person can still leave you and can still disappoint you and can hurt you in other ways. So if you're holding on to the fact that I put in all this, you're coming from the bad place, because at the end of the day, a person is a person on their own.
Yes, like we don't own people.
We don't own people.
So he can wake up and literally be like, this was great, and keep it pushing.
And thank you so much.
And he's going to be successful with the next girlie. So also you shouldn't attach yourself to the building that you do with that person. It should be more, I'm doing it out of love because I want to be there for you. But if you're going to attach yourself to like maybe the items or the specific things, you're going to crash and fall if he decides to leave you, because that's his success and future at the end of the day. It's not yours, you have your own. So even though it's easier said than done. Woo.
It is, but that's why also I think it's important for us to interrogate why exactly we do it. Because I think that's when you're going to really understand and really step back sometimes when it comes to those situations. Because I feel like a lot of the times why we do it is because of also how we've been socialized into thinking the perfect man needs to be or needs to act or needs to perform. So now whatever man you get given or whatever man you have, you're trying to now mold him into the ideal man that is accepted by society and that will be accepted by your peers and this, that, and the third. And so now, instead of for you to go and find that kind of man, you want to change the man that you have into that kind of man. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to, how's about leaving him and going to find the kind of man that you want? Because there's a lot of men who do put in the emotional labor to be better and to unlearn things that they like experienced in their childhood, all those things. But you want to go for that guy who's really, really hot and really cute and really fun, and then try to change him into something that he's not.
And then when he doesn't change, you're like,
but so, or if he changes and then he leaves you, you're like, but those are my stuff.
My things.
My stuff are leaving me.
My stuff
are leaving me. What does he mean?
And even like some girls will even then beef with the new girl and be like, she's getting all the stuff that was supposed to belong to you. And it's like, it almost, what's the movie? Acrimony. Who was wrong in acrimony? But it's like, those are not your things. Like, he's a person, like I was saying earlier, do not attach yourself to it because he has every right to do all those great things with someone else. He can be, he maybe wasn't romantic to you, but he's romantic to the next person. Because also, I will say, even for myself, when you're in certain relationships, you learn certain things about you, right? And then, you need to better that thing. So when you move on to the next relationship, you're better at that thing. So if I know I'm a bad communicator in this relationship, when I get to the next nigga, I'll be a fantastic communicator. But my ex can't beef with me over that because you told me I was bad at it. So I'm going to keep being bad at it. So when you see your ex popping with something else that you critiqued, he's supposed to be better at that. Like, you can't expect him to be a shitty person in that department forever.
Yeah, but it's also a really hard watch to see. It's and again, because it's hard to see your man doing all the things he was supposed to be doing for you. So the next person is like, bro, what's tea? Because clearly you're capable. You just want to do. The for you is silence. That's what we're not getting. I want to be better for you. For you, because he will be better with the next person. And that's one thing about men, though. They will do better and be better for the person they want to do better and be better for. So you actually can't internalize those things sometimes. Maybe you're just not the person that he's supposed to end up with. But I also feel like men should be more honest and stop taking women to the emotional ringer as opposed to just being like, you know what, queen? Keshapuka vibe. Like, I want to move on to the next person. You're not the love of my life. But instead of them doing that, they'll be wasting your time and making it seem like, oh, we're trying to build.
Because they enjoy the benefits of that. Also, even with even with like the building thing, right? I think another thing is that I feel like women will like to build a man because they think it makes you kind of not the prize, but kind of like he'll see me as different with, she wants me to be this high value man. She wants me to be this, but they don't see it that way. They see it as I'm putting this much work, but getting this much return. Whereas it should be the other way around. Sorry to say, obviously, a relationship should be 50-50, right? But I'm just saying, usually the man is supposed to lead, and once you are led properly, you will then submit and all of that. But I feel like women like to take the reins and be like, if I do it this way, he'll see me as this. Girl, you're supposed to sit down, relax, and he'll do what he needs to do and be the man that he wants to be, and hopefully it's the man that you are looking for. And also, I saw Mel Robbins say this on a clip once where she was like, she said something like, when you're trying to figure out if someone is your person, that thing that you don't like or that you're trying to fix, you need to ask yourself, is this something that you think will change in 10 years? Or is this something that they are right now? And as they are, it's right now. Does it even look like they want to work on it? So, for example, if I don't like the fact that you don't put your laundry in the baskets, and I can see it's a habit that you're never going to change, and I know in 10 years, this thing is going to piss me off, that's what your person. Because it's never going to go away. But if it's a certain thing where you feel like he's going to work on it, or he's like, you know what, babe, I hear you, I'll make the effort to work on it, then that's fine. But if it's something the person is not even checking for, it's never going to change. So stop wasting your time pushing the next week, the next month, because then you look like 3 years and you're like, and I tried to get him to do this, but he didn't want to do it in the first year, so why did you push to the third? Do you know what I mean?
100%. Because sometimes people just don't have the desire. But even with that, I also think it ties into like the ride or die culture that I feel like we grew up that was heavily glamorized. Like, it was so much like, you need to be a ride or die chick. When your man is down, you need to hold him down. Wada fish paste, which I feel like is what I like about 2Ks, because I feel like they're unlearning that whole situation and it's trickling up, should I say,
Yeah.
into the older generations. Because I feel like genuinely when we grew up, even with our parents, if we think about it, everyone is always telling us, yes, when your man is down, you need to hold him down. Begezela, all those things. And I feel like even that goes hand in hand kind of with the fixing thing. Because Jimbu Begezela, you're trying for him to do better, thinking, oh, maybe if I give it just 1 more year, 2 more years, he's going to be better. As Danji's saying, knowing very well that this person, this is a part of their character. This is not a thing that they also see as a flaw in themselves.
Exactly.
So that's why they're not going to want to change it. So we also now tell ourselves that, okay, yeah, we just need to stick through it, knowing very well in the back of our heads that this guy doesn't want to change it. But we keep doing it. Also because now, I think also when there's pressure from the outside, when there's like social media, your peers, your family. Also now when you get older in age, you start, and I feel like that's when people start to normalize things that they wouldn't normally normalize. Because now you're like, oh, I need to have kids, I need to get married, There's so many different aspects as to why people now start downplaying flaws that men have or things that men do to be like, okay, well, maybe I can deal with it because I need to hold on to him a little bit longer because I'm going to have kids, So I feel like it's just so many layers to why people even do it. But I feel like a large part of it is socialization, because that narrative of being a ride or die chick, it was all in all the hip hop songs, all the thing of like, you need to hold your man down. And it's like, why are we always tasked with holding men down?
Why are we holding them down as women, as princesses? And most importantly, ladies, I just want to say there's no prize for doing that. There's no prize on the other side. And some women look at the ring as the prize. But is it really a prize if it's the man in question has so many things that you do not like? And also, I feel like a lot of women also have the devil you know mentality of, you know what? Yes, he's a cheater, but he does all these other things. So I'm going to marry him. It's great because all men cheat. So what's the point of even being in the dating pool? What if, I'm going to hold a hand when I say this, not all men cheat. Sorry to say, the man that you're looking for is out there. You just have to push P, be alone. Yes, you don't want to be single, cool, great. Yes, you don't want to wait, you want to have kids now. But I'd rather you wait for the person that you're looking for than rather the devil I know and he's cheating on you every second week.
Why?
The whole of Joburg is like,
what's going on?
So I feel like a lot of the time it's like what you were saying, chasing the timeline thing. At any cost, but like,
literally, Lisette and I were having this conversation recently. We were like, I think, like, sometimes people just do things exactly for that timeline situation, and they might look at people who they think or would consider as iconically single, like, how do you do it? People who are always in relationships, whereas people don't realize that sometimes you don't want to sit in that thing of being in a relationship where you're not happy, or you're just begazilling, or you're just ninging to get to the next month for the sake of being in a relationship. Being single is great because you don't have to worry about those things, and you can just sit. It sucks sometimes. There's loneliness, there's all these other things that come with it, but you would rather do that than be in a low vibrational situation for the sake of being in a relationship. And I think a lot of people, when they do that match to say, would I rather be single or would I rather be with this nigga who I know is probably not the love of my life and has so many things, or maybe I can mold him into being the love of my life? They're always going to choose that one as opposed to being single, which is diabolical. I feel like we have chastised women so much for being single to the point where now we are putting up with very low vibrational situations, which is really scary to me.
It is. And also, like, when it comes to settling in a relationship, I think also a lot of the time people prioritize the people pleasing over their own feelings and how they feel. So if my mom's happy and my dad's happy, how I feel, don't care. If I have the kids, or people that stay in marriages, that they, because maybe your husband was great in the beginning, then halfway decided to be an ain't shit nigga, but still pagats. I'm staying for the kids. When you stay for other reasons, you start to lose yourself. Women start to lose their spark. They start to be unhappy. And it's like all of this for the sake of other people is it's not fair on you. So I feel like some people also need to think about, am I doing this for me? Am I doing this for the next person? And if it's for the next person, wrap it up. You need to live for you. If you're living for the next person, it'll literally drain you to death. And again, I want to say there's no prize. And another thing, people around you can tell, like your family can tell, your kids can tell when you're not super happy with your partner. So it's almost like what you're trying to achieve, you might not achieve it because they can see right through you. So I feel like in dating, even from girlfriend to fiance to wife to whatever, parents, you need to put yourself first, because everyone else will see to fit. Everyone else will be fine. It's your life. It's your heart.
It's your heart at the end of the day. That's 100% true. But I was even going to ask, how do you feel about the differences that people kind of make between people who kind of stay to fix, people that are just their boyfriends versus their husbands? Do you think there's a difference in how people should actually handle those two situations? Because sometimes they're like, you know what? If it's a boyfriend, but when it's your husband, and I feel like I get it, because also when you have a husband, obviously there's something that you saw up in them when you were in the dating phase that made you want them to be your husband.
Yeah.
So now it's a little bit harder for you to just be like, well, I'm out of here, let's dip out, because he's expressing a trait. I'm not talking about anything like abusive. I'm not talking about anything like that. Maybe it's just a new habit that he's picked up that you're not a fan of, or whatever the case may be. But I get why people are like, stick it out a little while longer, because at the end of the day, like, here you've made vows and stuff to God and your family and your peers. And, you know what I'm saying? Whereas in a relationship, I get it's a little bit easier to be like, bye-bye, Mambinja, because at the end of the day, we can move on to the next.
I agree. If it's a boyfriend, you should definitely leave. Even in a marriage, I guess it depends on what the thing is. I don't think you should put up with anything that you don't want to put up with. But I guess that's the part where people say marriage is hard. Obviously, but I think that's the part that's probably hard about marriage, is having to distinguish between, do I work on this thing and push through this thing because he's my husband, or am I settling now? Am I exhilarating now? So I guess it depends on the context. But if it's your boyfriend, if you have a boyfriend, you shouldn't be putting up with anything that's stressful. First and foremost, that's not the time to be settling and stuff. I do get like, you have to work through things in a relationship to get to the marriage part. But, you know, relationships are tough.
It's a hard one. That's what I was going to say. Because even now, if we were going back to the conversation we're having about growing versus fixing, I'm trying to think like, the growing one, do you do it with your husband or do you do it with your boyfriend? Because also, how do you... I think also we need to go back to what we were saying about differentiating the difference between growing with someone and fixing someone. Fixing is now you are the only one in the equation, whereas growing is you guys are both working towards something. So in which one do you feel like you need to be doing the one or the other?
I don't know. I actually don't know.
Literally, because also how do you determine once, now I'm growing with this person, or now it's me?
It's me. And I guess when you start to feel like I'm putting in more than I should, or when it starts to feel exhausting, I think, when it feels like this person's not meeting me halfway and it's one-sided, that's when you need to be like, pause. What's happening now? What am I doing this for? Is this person appreciating the action? I think that's when you would need to notice it. But I also wanted to say, I think the tricky part, as I wouldn't say a builder, but as someone who is very caring in a relationship and wanting us to really get there together, I think the tough part is trying to not do too much, because naturally as a person I do want to help you, but I also don't want to fix you because it'll kill me when you leave me and you're popping. I have to be honest. So sometimes I have to dim that part of me and use it to be like, don't help him too much, just give him a little, a little advice here and there, little da-da-da-da. But at the same time you're supposed to be yourself. Like, I don't fucking know.
That's what I'm saying. I haven't mastered that one, because I'll be honest with myself and say, like, when I'm in a relationship, I'm going to be all in when it comes to that stuff. 9 times out of 10, even if I tried to tone it down or cut back, izopuma, like, I'm just going to want you to be better, and so I'm going to do it. But I think it's just a matter of not letting yourself go in that process and not letting it consume your life, because I feel like that's where the danger is. There's nothing wrong with trying to help the next person, specifically someone that you love. Realistically, even if it's your friend, if it's your parents, you're going to help them because you love them. You know what I'm saying? So you should do it. And I think other people shouldn't change how you are. You know what I'm saying? Bottom line. Really, but at the same time, you do have to guard your heart, because one thing about these things is they will take advantage of you, and you mustn't let yourself be a playing ground for men. Like, you also need to also have some sort of a guard up to be like, let me also protect my own feelings here, because you could get severely hurt if you do all the, you ride or die with that guy through his down periods, and then when he's popping, he's like, all the best, Queenie, ube safe though.
Thank you for your word.
And that's how it do be like. That's why also though, where's age equals, I don't recommend women do that. I feel like if you have done the work to be the best version of yourself, ngaske ube nendoda who has done the same.
Exactly.
Because that you could have done those growing pains and stuff. Zingane.
I agree.
Right now, sibadala. So there is no excuse for you to not want to work on your past traumas, or to not want to work on your daddy issues. You tell me about the time that girl broke your heart when you're in grade 7. No one cares, okay? No one does care about that.
No, I don't give a fuck about
like,
that.
you can't tell me that that's the reason why I can't go through your phone now. Because of that girl who did you dirty. No, you need to work on those things. Work on rebuilding trust with other people. Because unfortunately, when you get older, you can't have excuses with people that you're going to intend to marry one day.
I agree.
Like, what do you think's going to happen?
And I'm glad that you raised that, because in the topic that we're having, we're not specifically speaking about money and career things to say you're building him for him to be in a certain caliber work-wise. It's also to do with all the other things, because you can meet a successful man whose EQ is not in the room with us, a successful man who still has victim mentality, who is just frustrating to even have a conversation with. So, and that's the danger, that certain men think they've made it or they're complete because I've made the rack, but then you can't even hold a conversation with me that's not about sports and baddies and bottles and stuff. So that's the thing, is you also need to be able to have that conversation with the man to say, I need you to be the man, like a high value man, as they say, not because of Imali, but because of all these other things. Because as women, I'd like to say, we do take the time to work on those things so that we can be wife material, as they say. But then when I meet you, you haven't even gone to therapy once, or not even that you have to go to therapy, but you haven't even identified your flaws because you think you're so put together because of just the position that you're in. I don't care about that. When we're laying in bed, I actually don't care. When I'm a million right now,
it doesn't matter.
We're going to be
in a relationship.
Exactly. And we're going to have kids one day. We have to make sound decisions, intelligent decisions.
Yes.
We have to raise our kids with the same mindset. So, yes, it's great, but we need to have what's the word I'm looking for? We need to think the same ways.
Yes. 100%. And I think in general, people need to, like speaking to what Lanzi was saying, we need to redefine what a high value man is, what a successful man is, what the type of what a good man is in the sense of a relationship with another woman. Because I feel like that's also going to help us really stick to and really focus on the important things. Yes, money is important. I'm not saying it's not, but there is a lot of things that need to also be at play in order for someone, I feel like, for us to consider him as a high value man. A prize, as the women like to say. Because at the end of the day, Mandla, as we always say, like, these things that men do, women can also do them. We can also have money. We can also do all that other stuff. The difference comes in is that who now is going to be trying to be the better person.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying? As money and all that stuff aside, who's trying to be the better person? So what would you tell right now a woman who is in a situation where she's now watched this podcast and she's like, you know what? I am in my Bob the Builder era. I need to get the fuck out. I need to be free. What advice would you give to them?
Humber girl.
Nice.
No, I'm joking. But like, if you genuinely feel like, no, like feel like Humber, I feel like if you feel like you are being a Bob the Builder, unfortunately, sorry to break this news to you, I need you to leave him as your big sister. I'm going to say this because at the end of the day, he could leave you one, or he could not leave you, but take advantage of the fact that you are a builder, and you could turn into bigger Zela culture where he's like, oh, I can do this and this because Vele, she overlooks this and da, 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 da. So it can perpetuate a lot of forgiving behavior, if I can say. So I feel like you need to leave him because it will trickle into other things in your relationship where you're now accepting of things you shouldn't be accepting of because you accept this little thing. Unfortunately, men do function that way. If you look past this, you can look past all those other things, and that's usually the case. So I think you need to wrap it up and put yourself first. Yes, easier said than done. We am Tanda, and I love that for you. But sorry to say, love actually is not enough. And you will be fine and you will heal, but don't stick around for something hoping that, I guess it's the potential conversation.
Yes,
don't stick around for potential because the potential is yours, it's not his.
100%.
And he doesn't have to live up to your potential. And also, when you hold on to potential, when you guys break up, the breakup is even worse because you're mourning this person that didn't even exist, but he didn't sign up to be that person.
Yeah.
So before you even get to that point, because most of the time I will say, I'm mourning the person that I wanted him to be more than the person he was. So you need to stop and think, is he that person right now? And if he isn't, dip. Before you mourn a ghost.
And the money goes to get
ghost.
Literally. And I also think it builds so much resentment, even within your relationship. You'll be maybe 10 years down the line looking back, oh my gosh, I spent all my good years in my 20s putting everything into this guy, and maybe he leaves you after that 10 years. Or maybe the relationship just doesn't end up being what you want it to be because he also doesn't have any desire to do better or to change, but you keep holding on to what you want him to be. So 100%, I feel like don't do it. Don't spend all your good years pouring into someone else when you should be pouring into yourself, really and truly. And I think that also goes back to our conversations that we always have about, let's start decentering men and stop taking on the emotional baggage that we get from men. But I also get that socialization has also socialized us into being like, you know, women will be like, oh, all he needs is a good woman to just like get him out of this rut. And it's like, everyone puts the emotional labor on women. Where it's like, why do we have to be the ones who take him out? Why does he need a wife to take him out of his emotional rut? Why doesn't he use his family, friends, a therapist? Why doesn't he use his peers and stuff like that? So I feel like as a woman, ungavumi ngawe, don't let your good years be wasted on someone who also does not want better for themselves. But also in the same breath, you as a person who's in that situation, you know whether this person wants to be the person you want him to be or not. So decipher that. And if the answer is no, he doesn't want to be that person, free yourself.
To the left.
At your earliest, because like, please.
I agree. And also, I do also understand that we are different as people and we have different standards that we look for in a relationship. But I do think the basic standard as people should be, you should not have to pour so much of yourself into another person where it kind of takes more away from you than it does pouring into yourself, 100%. If that makes sense. So, yeah, don't settle, queens, please. There's good men out there.
Yes, that's what I was even going to say. Like, the one that you want, ukhona.
No, like ukhona.
Yes, and it's also a matter of, which is a conversation I think we've also had before, is like, don't give up so soon. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, don't give up and give into a low vibrational experience for the sake of being in a relationship and having a husband. And that, don't give up. Like, I feel like that's what a lot of ladies are doing. They're giving up. Ilwa ndombo.
No, literally, ilwa. As much as being lonely and single sucks, do it. Because when you get that scrumptious man, you're going to be like, this was all worth it in the end. And my biggest, I believe in this so much. If you stay with a man who's average and he's not the man that you want, you're blocking from the real king to come into your life. So don't settle and keep this man around because maybe he makes you feel good or maybe he's good in bed or maybe he sends you money, whatever. I feel like then you're blocking the great guy or the man who's actually going to treat you well from coming in to, because energies are a big thing. So if you're closed off, how's your husband going to find you? Because you're busy with this palm.
Thank you.
So free yourself so that your man can
enter between at the end of the day. So don't limit what he can do for you in your life.
For the partner that you want, be specific.
Yes, very, very true. I know people always like, oh, why would you pray for a man? Pray for him.
Pray for him because he's going to be the father of my kids and I have to live with him forever.
Pray for him. Get some netting attenders. Anyways, guys, please let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. We'd love to hear what you guys think about the topic of this week. But guys, let's get into our dilemmas this week. Actually, in fact, we're going to start with this first one. This babe has a very important message for someone out there. So please listen carefully. Right. Hey, Wisties, this is not really a dilemma, but an apology to a man I love with every fiber of my being. Just know we love you so much because why am I reading an apology to a man on this podcast? No, good and well. Okay. I turned him into a Bwisty, so I know he will be watching. Hopefully, I'm not around him when he watches this episode. Anyways, let me get straight into it. So I met this man this year. I had been single for a few months when I met him. And when I saw him, I knew right there that he's my man, whose arm and back I want to post on my socials.
Okay.
When we started talking, OMG, I wanted to husband him up so quick. Damn tanda shame. So a few weeks ago, we had a big nasty breakup. Like most couples, we have our silly little fights and arguments, but nothing we couldn't talk about and move past. This final breakup really took a toll on our relationship because I said some hurtful things to him and even went as far as posting petty statuses on WhatsApp to make him jealous. I messed up real bad because now we are trying to work on us, but he cannot forget the things I said to him that day. He agreed to give us another shot, but I can't stop thinking about how I can show him how sincerely remorseful I am. So please read this for him. Boy, I'm really sorry for going below the belt and hurting you by jumping into the worst conclusions while you were just fighting for your life with work that week. Thank you for wanting to try again with me, even though I hurt you so much. I am actively seeking for professional help to work on my insecurities and my overthinking/overreacting tendencies. I love you so much and I can't wait for us to achieve all our goals together. I know the amount of work and effort I've put into break your walls and gain your trust again. I'm willing to do everything and anything healthily possible to get us back into a secure place. I know in my heart that there's nothing and no one out there for me to do this life thing with but you. Once again, I'm really sorry.
Oh, man.
Love wins, Betuna.
Oh, take her back, king.
Oh, it's black love, Betuna. Literally.
Real love.
How do I know it's black love?
How do you know it's black love? But it's probably black love.
It's probably black love. But
oh, real love still exists. She's funny. She said, I'm going to even ask the Bwisties to do this for me. She's willing to work on her thing. She's going to therapy. Well, she wants to get therapy. Yay. Like, please, people make mistakes.
Come on. She's sorry.
We don't know what she said, though.
But she's sorry. Do you get me? Like, she's sorry. Nandi, I'm on her side. She is sorry.
Joey, we don't know what she said. Maybe she said something so uncouth.
She's sorry. Do you get me?
She's so, please come up with a chance.
Like, come for my sake. for our sake.
For our sake, so that she can send us a message next saying he forgave you.
And please, Sissy, we do need a follow-up next week.
No, we do.
It's like, you have to send us a follow-up.
Maybe give him time. Maybe he's still processing.
Yes.
But like, you've said sorry. Maybe he's blocked her. Is that why she's sending this message?
I don't know. But either way.
Yeah, either way.
Like, come Lele. Do you get what I'm saying?
Come
Unless she's
on.
something diabolical.
And if a woman apologizes, just know she's remorseful. Because one thing about us, it takes a lot to apologize. Accountability and stuff.
Yeah, it's tough.
So that
Especially
should
in relationships, eh?
Should count for something.
It should. Anyways, we'll get into the next one. Hey, Pussy, I've been in a relationship with my boyfriend for almost 3.5 years now. Less than 6 months into our relationship, he cheated and I found out. Since then, he has never cheated, or rather, I have not found him cheat. Sometimes I see that he loves me, but the cheating has made me insecure with regards to my position in our relationship and has held me back from being vulnerable again and fully loving him. I have 2 buts. The first but is that after I found out he cheated on me, he went back to those girls and made me look like a bad person, which gave me the impression that he still wanted to keep them as an option, and he texted one of the girls a month after. Then the second but is that he is not romantic. He's not a romantic person. I will tell him what I like here and there, because how else is he supposed to know? But he seems not to get it right, and he would try for those few days and then just stop. There are no dates or anything, reason being that he just started working and getting back on his feet. Should I break up with him or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Break up with him yesterday.
Quickly.
I need you to break up with him the minute you watch this.
In fact, you're wasting time.
Please leave him. The fact that you stayed for 3 years when you cheated 6 months in, and then you stayed in contact with the babes. What is that? Why did you stay? That's what I would love to know. On top of that, he's not even romantic, doesn't take you on dates. So what was great? What were the pros? Because what I'm hearing are the cons.
Yeah, I think she needs to send us the pros. Because there was no pros in this message.
And even if there are pros, they can't outweigh these
Yeah,
cons.
the cons are too loud.
Ain't no way.
Bro, 6 months is diabolical.
And then you push to 3 years. Sorry.
Also,
Girl.
you don't just cheat on me. You go back and chop to the girls you cheat on me with. And say,
And then you took him back and you kept it pushing for 3 years. Her crown is in the basement.
She thought she was fixing. She's dropping hints here and there.
You see?
Stop fixing,
baby
Yeah,
girl.
fix,
Yeah. You've even wasted your 3 years. I don't want to lie to you.
But you know what? You will... time leaves regardless. So you know what? All you can do is do better going forward, but you actually have to leave him. He's sick. And also, what benefits are you getting? He's not taking you on dates. He's not... At least if I can hear a benefit, you're not putting any benefit.
And it's not even sounding like he's rich, because she said he just started working and getting his rights up. So I can't say she's saying because it's unemal.
My thing also with that is like, why, as a person who's just starting a new job, are you dating? Sorry. Who said that?
Broke people should never laugh.
Who said that? Seriously, though.
No, real.
Seriously.
But you know what? Maybe for her, this is all a learning curve.
Yeah.
And she'll apply to the next relationship.
Because at the end of the day, Bandla, you also now putting pressure on him to be taking you on dates and stuff, knowing very well he's just touched. He hasn't even touched that salary yet.
Oh, yeah. Maybe he is romantic. He just doesn't have the money.
Show me, and to be honest, it's probably very likely, but you're never going to experience it. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no. Poor my girl. Sorry.
And also now he's seen you've stayed without the romance, so why does he have to be romantic now?
What was I saying earlier? When you let one thing slide, everything else can slide.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, next. Hey, Zia and Lanzi, I'm a Bwis all the way from Eswatini, Mkhayawe.
Hi, homie.
Love and support you guys. So here's my dilemma. I have a friend who's still in high school, and she recently told me that she is in a friend group with a girl that fried chips with my ex while we were together 2 years ago in high school. She was the reason for the breakup, mind you. I told the friend that I'm uncomfortable that they are friends now kikiing when she knows what she did to me. She just replied that I still haven't moved on from my ex, which baffles me because I'm in a loving relationship currently. Am I the drama by confronting her about this, or I'm still stuck on what happened 2 years ago in high school?
Why is she friends with him?
Who? The friend?
The friend, friends with her, sorry. Her friend is friends with the girl he cheated with.
She's in a friend group with that girl that she cheated with. Dove. Like huge dove.
You're not wrong, first of all. And I would cut her off. Sorry.
Really? Also, I'm trying to understand. I think I need more context.
You're friends with the person?
Pamela, I need more context to say, did they start becoming friends now, or have they been friends the whole time?
Or like they were friends the whole time and then...
Yes, because also she's saying they're in a friend group. Are they friends or are they in a friend group? And did they only start being friends in this friend group after the cheating or prior? That's why I'm like, this thing, it's missing context.
Either way though, because... Actually, I don't know.
Do you get what I'm saying? This is also the problem with friend groups, because now it's gonna really look like you are friends with this girl, even if she's in a friend group with you. But also, it's like the other girls are your friends. So what do you now do to this one friend that you don't fuck with?
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Tough one.
Being friends that's why different
groups
as
are a problem.
Do you get what I'm saying?
So they sound like they're quite young.
Yeah, they're in high school.
Exactly. So I feel like it's a friend group thing because in high school there is that group clicky thing.
So
but
what do you do? But also I was going to say, the friend is gaslighting you by saying that you're still stuck on your ex 2 years ago, because there's no need for her to add that, knowing very well you're not stuck on it. So even you asking, am I still stuck on it? You're not. The only reason you're considering it is because someone's brought it up. You're not stuck on the thing from 2 years ago. Obviously it's going to make you feel uncomfortable that they're in a friend group. My thing is, the high school part is where I'm like, Dav, because in high school, you're only going to be around that friend group every day. Go.
Yeah.
And if you're friends with other girls in that friend group, how are you going to tell them, well, guys, you need to tell that other girl to get out of the circle because she's different from my other friend? Do you see how that doesn't make sense?
That is a tricky one.
It's a very tricky one.
You guys just have to stop being friends and see how you guys navigate it with the group.
100%. I think also how she's come back to you with it has kind of made you I think it's an indication of how she feels towards the situation, because instead of for her to acknowledge your feelings, she's decided to gaslight you.
Yeah.
So I think that
she's
also
making you feel like you overreacted.
Yeah. So I think that needs to also play into a factor of how you move forward with her going forward, because she's already, instead of taking accountability to say, maybe explain what I'm saying, to say, maybe, we're just in a friend group. I'm not friends with her, but I also can't tell her to F off if everyone else is friends with her here, because I'm not queen bee of the friendship group. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, fair.
Do you get what I'm saying? You actually can't do that. So perhaps it would be better if she came from that POV, but instead she decided to gaslight you. So I would say distance yourself from her.
Yeah, I think you have to cut it off. Because for me, I'd even be like, I can't be friends with you. Like I'd say to the girl who was the cheatee, I can't be friends with you because you were part of my friend's heartbreak and stuff. So I would, if that girl was a good friend, obviously she wouldn't move that way, but she's not.
But you see, this is again where it comes into that we are a host of contradictions, because if you think about it, right, that girl the cheatee, yes, is saying that the other girl must stop being with friends with her friend who cheated. But in her head, but I guess actually her friend didn't cheat, she cheated with her friend.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, so Dove.
Yeah, Dove.
Yeah. It's not actually how I was thinking about it, because she was participating in the cheating.
That's what I'm saying.
She wasn't the boyfriend.
She was cheatee.
Yeah.
That's what's making it tricky.
So that's the thing. If she started with a friendship with her, it's in a complete no. Even if they were friends from before, Dove at that point. Do you get what I'm saying?
It is Dove.
It's a bit of a Dove.
But that's what I'm saying. That friend should have been like, you were part of my friend's heartbreak, so we actually can't be friends either. But she's gaslighting that's one who said the thing. And so she clearly doesn't feel.
Yes, and maybe she feels like she's closer to the one who was cheating with your man than she is with you.
You're right. Yeah. Actually, her reaction to this whole thing has shown.
That's what it's showing. She's picked a side, and so you also need to take that into consideration to say, what? She's chosen her other friend over me.
She's actually picked a side, so you need to just.
Yeah, and sometimes in those situations you have to pick a side. So clearly she has picked a side.
Yeah, she's picked it, and you just need to take. Is it an L? Because she doesn't sound like a person you should be friends with. So.
Yeah, she's gaslighting you, which is your first red flag, sir. Anyways, the next one and last one says, hello, ladies. I hope you're doing good. Let's get straight into it. I'm a 20-year-old feeling like life is taking off, but some friends and acquaintances are getting pregnant out of wedlock, which I don't agree with. They're not in stable situations, and it feels inconsiderate of them to expect sympathy for me, all in the name of life happens or I wasn't planning. I always ask what they thought was going to happen if they willingly fried trips unprotected. I want to express my opinion freely on social media. Example, reposting TikToks of people who have the same views as me, but I don't want to hurt others or come across as insensitive. Should I speak my mind or keep quiet to avoid judgment?
So she has friends around her who are frying chips and falling pregnant, and you have a judge.
Yeah, bro. Sissy, you are judgmental. I'm sorry to say. Like,
why are you judging?
You are judging them. You literally, that is what you're doing.
You are judging them.
Like,
importantly, if they're fine with it, what's the problem? Why is it bothering her? So she's essentially saying
that she feels like they're expecting sympathy from them, whereas she's like, what did you think was going to happen? I get to you fried chips. And you, Sissy, go to pageant. We have to say.
Pageant. Our girls grow.
Show me, if you can't do the time, you can't do the crime, whatever it is. If you do the crime, you'll do the time. Whatever.
Oh, fucking But I'm saying, of course, if I can say you shouldn't have a baby, like, don't. I'm team, be free for as long as you can. But if you have one and you're fine with that, good and well, I'm not going to crucify you for it. So
I guess the situation where the friends are complaining like, oh my word, I'm a kid. I have a kid and the baby doesn't. But either way, like, why instead of being there for them, do you want to chastise them? I can't imagine my friend coming to me being like, show me, you know what, I felt pregnant, I'm going to have this baby. And then you have the
raining on
like,
my parade.
Or not even raining on your parade. Or when you come to me with a problem to say, show me, yo, this is actually really hard, dude. Like, my baby daddy's not helping me out. And I'm like, but what do you think was going to happen when you... That's diabolical. That's like, you don't do that.
Then maybe don't be friends with him.
I'm saying.
As a friend, you should be supportive. just as a basic friend. So if you can't support them, then leave it alone.
Yes, and also like for you to constantly be reposting that type of information. Do you have nothing else to repost? Like, why do you have to repost it? Do you get what I'm saying?
That's so mean.
You don't allowed to repost that specific type of content, knowing very well that your friends are going through it in their situation,
and it's kind of going out of your way to hurt your friends.
It is like there's so much other content on TikTok.
Like, please, do you have to remind me all the time that I'm in this situation? I know I am. Like, don't add salt to the wound.
And your friend already knows how you feel about the situation. I'm sure you guys have had conversations about it before. They know you don't agree with marriage out of wedlock. Why do you need to tell me each and every other 2 weeks?
You have to remind me. And my baby's here now. Like, what do you want me to do? Throw her away.
Like consider checking yourself.
Yes, you need to check yourself. You're not being a girl's girl. And if you really do, I think we spoke about this on the friendship episode. If you really do feel strongly about a certain thing and your friends practice the opposites, you need to stop being friends, because as friends, we need to mostly believe in the same thing. So if you don't believe in kids out of wedlock, and most of your friends have kids out of wedlock, because that's just what it is, and you clearly feel so strongly about it.
But even if that's the case, I know for myself, I wouldn't want kids out of wedlock. If my friend has a kid out of wedlock, am I going to judge her, chastise her if she's telling me, Chomi, I have a problem? Instead of for me to help her and be there for her, I'm like, but Chomi, what did you think was going to happen? That is sick. Like, we have to be honest. Your friends are not going to do all the same stuff that you want to do.
Exactly.
Or maybe we share the same view now. Maybe, Chomi, you have an accident, God forbid, and you have the kid out of wedlock. I'm not going to sit here and be like, Chomi, how could you? You're so stupid. No, like, it doesn't make sense. Like, life is not linear.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. At that point, she should remove herself.
Yes, 100%.
Simple and plain.
Your heart is giving dark right now.
Yeah, so all the best, girly. Moving on to music. This is where we tell you guys what we're listening to, what the Bwisties are listening to. We have a playlist on Apple as well as Spotify. What are you listening to this week, ZX Online?
Okay, ZX Online is listening to...
Guys, why couldn't I speak today? I feel like I drank too much coffee this morning.
I said, what?
I forgot that I'm actually speaking to people.
The mics are on. Anyways, my song of the week is Grace. It's called Grace, Real People Vocal Mix by Portia Monique and Real People.
Oh.
Such a scrumptious song. I've been bumping it the whole week. Having the time of my life. It is so good.
That combo, first and foremost. Portia Monique. Love her loads. Our Bwistie is listening to a song called Ngiyazifela featuring Ovuyonke, Sotsaka, and a whole bunch of people. There's a lot of people on this song, but the song is called Ngiyazifela. Love the song. I love the artist Ovuyonke. They did that song.
I remember.
Love that.
And also remember they have another song on our Bwistie's Ngimili.
Yes. So Taste. Shout out
Taste.
I'm listening to Leon Thomas release a new EP. Love him loads. Hey neighbor, when I catch you, because I was supposed to see him live, but you know what? It's okay. I'm listening to his EP. The EP itself is okay because he's doing like a rock type stuff.
Rock lifestyle.
But the song My Muse, whew, I love it so much. I'm obsessed with it. I've probably listened to it like 10 times a day. So love it loads.
Guys, the real music plug here is Lanzi. I'm always putting you guys onto all songs.
Chomi, why not? Maybe someone hasn't heard it.
No, but I'm just, every time I'm listening to you, she's like, yeah, someone came out, dropped this week. I'm like, I don't know.
To be fair, I'm always keeping up with the
So
trends.
you on your Zoom, I'm like, I don't know who's dropped this year. Do you get what I'm saying?
I think because Apple has that feature where it notifies you.
Oh,
so
is it?
when it notifies me, I'll be like, oh, okay, there's a new song.
Okay.
And my TikTok is music, so I'll find out that way.
Okay, makes sense. Because I was like, damn, but also justice. Lanzi is the music.
Yeah, real music
At the end of
lover.
the day, she's a real lover of music. Mina, I listen to Nje just to get through the day.
So real.
Anyways, guys, unfortunately, we have made it to that part of the episode where we have to say goodbye. Really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe here on YouTube. If you guys are listening to us on Apple Podcast or on Spotify, What is Good Cuties, please don't forget to rate our podcast 5 stars if you guys are loving the tang.
Please.
And please don't forget to comment. Let us know what you guys think about these episodes. And just as per usual, we will see you guys same time, same place next week. Bye.
Bye.